Hi everyone, welcome to Rhythm of the Heart Yoga. I'm Terry and this is my first ever attempt at a video. So we're going to do a bit of a Vinyasa Flow today. Probably best to have a little bit of experience with yoga and the basic poses for today's class. So if you want to grab your mat, we're going to start seated in a cross-legged position, making our spine nice and tall, reaching out up, top of the head reaching toward the ceiling. Closing down the eyes or a soft gaze. And just checking in with your breath. Not trying to control it just yet, just noticing the rise and fall, noticing the sensation it brings as you simply breathe in and out. Perhaps you'd like to set an intention for today's practice, so this is a nice quiet space to do that. Just take a moment. All intentions welcome. And then if you've got your eyes closed, just blinking them open, we'll bring a little bit of movement to our breath. So interlacing the fingers, we're going to inhale. And then exhale, press them away and arch the back like a seated cat. Chin towards chest. Inhale, we reach up, tall spine. Exhale, release the hands and interlace them behind your back. And then inhale, opening the heart. And we'll repeat that. Exhale to press and arch. Inhale to reach tall. Exhale, bind behind, and inhale, opening the heart. One more time at your own pace. And then bringing the hands to the knees. Let's just take a little gentle neck stretch. So exhale, sending the right ear to the right shoulder. Inhale through center, left ear to left shoulder. And then bringing the head through center, we'll bring the chin to the chest and either taking a rock from side to side with your neck, or if your neck's okay, you can take some nice juicy rolls with your neck. If you're taking rolls, make sure you take the same amount one way as the other, so reversing and going back the other way if you were taking some circles. And then when you're even on both sides, we'll meet back with our head in the center. And let's come over to all fours. So tabletop position, hands underneath shoulders, knees underneath hips. Just some simple cat-cows here, warming up the spine. So inhale, raising the tailbone, chest rises, gazes up. Exhale, press through the hands and tops of feet. We arch and gaze between the legs. Flowing with your breath here. A couple more rounds of cat-cow. Come into a neutral spine. We'll just fire up the core a little bit before we come to standing. So inhale, sending the left leg back, right arm forward, belly button toward the spine. And hold. Exhale, replace the hand and knee and over to the other side. Hands and knee, come back down. Let's walk the hands forward, another handprint. Spread the fingers, grip in the knuckles, tuck the toes, and we'll come up to our first downward facing dog. Tailbone reaches for the ceiling, chest presses towards the thighs. When we've got a nice long spine, then we can encourage the legs to straighten and guide the heels toward the floor. They don't need to touch. Let's pedal out our first downward dog. And then finding stillness.
Let's get a little bit more into the core before we come to stand. Inhale and roll forward, coming into a plank. Hold for a moment. And on your next exhale, we'll press back into our downward facing dog. And we'll repeat that. So inhale forward, exhale back. Inhale forward, exhale back. And one more. Inhale, gaze forward and walk, step, hop the feet forward, feet are hip width apart, grabbing elbows and just hanging out here in ragdoll pose. You might like to sway from side to side. And then release the hands, let's interlace them behind our back. If you can't interlace the hands, you could use a strap. And then reaching the fist up toward the ceiling and perhaps overhead a little, depending how your shoulders are feeling today. On your next exhale, release the hands. And then belly button draws towards spine, soft knees, let's roll all the way up to stand. Lovely. Let's find Tadasana, mountain pose at the front of your mat. So you can either take feet about hip distance apart, feet parallel, or if you prefer, big toes together and heels just slightly apart. Find our Tadasana, tall spine, head reaching up toward the ceiling, engaging the legs, engaging the core. And let's find out Ujjayi breath, so gentle constriction of the throat until we start to hear that ocean quality of breath. On our next inhale, we'll bring our arms up overhead and right hand grabs left wrist. Let's stretch to the right hand side. Coming back through center, swapping wrists, stretch to the left. Flowing with our breath, repeat that. And inhale back through center. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, we reach our arms to a T. And exhale, let's take a twist. So left arm forward, right arm back. And gaze towards the right arm. Inhale towards center, twisting to the other side. Repeat that. And coming back, we're going to take the arms to goal pose, so cactus arms, and opening up the heart. The sternum reaches toward the ceiling, just a gentle back bend here. Then reaching up, soften the knees, exhale, we fold forward. Halfway lift, let's bring hands to shins. We reach our head forward, our tailbone back. We want a straight, long spine here. Exhale, fold. Stepping back to plank, so your version of plank, you might be up here on your toes. You might like to come down to your knees. We're going to take a vinyasa from high to low plank, so elbows hug the sides as we lower all the way down this first time. Untuck the toes, inhale into a little cobra. Exhale to lower, and then pressing through either tabletop or plank, we're going to come back into downward facing dog. On your next inhale, gaze forward, walk the feet forward. Exhale to fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. And rise to stand. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, we reach. Exhale, hinge and fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, stepping back to your plank. You may be on your knees, you may be in a full plank. Elbows hug the sides as we lower high to low plank.
And then inhale into either cobra or upward facing dog with legs off the mat. We're on the tops of our feet. Arms are straight. Exhale, pressing back, downward facing dog. One breath here. Then inhale, gazing forward. We walk, step, or maybe hop the feet forward. Halfway lift on an inhale. Exhale to fold. Inhale, rise to stand. Exhale to hinge. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold. And once more, stepping back to your plank, we lower down. Inhale into cobra or up dog. And then exhale, downward facing dog. One breath here. Inhale, gazing forward, we take ourselves to the front of the mat. Walk, step, or maybe a little jump. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise to stand. Exhale, hands to heart. And just checking in with our breath here, making sure we've still got that beautiful Ujjayi breath happening. If you've lost it, that's okay. Guide yourself back and find it as we begin to move once more. On your inhale, reaching arms up, we're going to sink the hips down, coming into chair pose. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Stepping back to plank. Lowering down slow and steady in one long straight line. Inhale into your back bend. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, step the right leg through. And inhale, rising up, crescent moon. Keep the legs active. Inhale, exhale, open up warrior two. So heel lines up with back arch. Gaze or drishti over the front middle finger. Inhale, we reverse our warrior. Exhale, we extend. Inhale, reverse once more. Exhale, extend. Inhale, back through warrior two. Cartwheel the hands down. Come back into a low lunge here, and then we step into our plank once more. Feel free to skip the high to low plank and go straight to down dog. Otherwise, we lower, slow and controlled. Inhale into your back bend, and exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg lifts, and exhale, hug it in and step it through. Beginning in the low lunge, and then we lift, coming into crescent. Inhale, exhale, warrior two. Front heel, back arch. Keep the legs active, gazing out over the front middle finger. Then inhale, flip the front palm, we reverse our warrior. Exhale, extend. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, extend. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, extend. And coming back through warrior two. Let's cartwheel the hands down. Coming back to a low lunge here. This time we're going to step the right foot forward and sink straight down in our chair pose once more. And inhale, rise to stand. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, we reach. Exhale, sinking down, chair pose, Utkatasana. Exhale to fold. Halfway lift. And fold. Stepping back to plank. Lowering down. Your choice of back bend, cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. This time, inhale, lift the left leg.
Exhale, bring knee to nose. Inhale, lift the left leg so we're in three-legged dog. Exhale, bringing the left leg through, coming into low lunge, rising to crescent lunge. Then inhale, exhale, warrior two. Inhale, we reverse. Exhale, we extend. Inhale, back through warrior two. Cartwheel the hands down. Come back to low lunge. Step the left leg back. And again, high to low plank. Into our back bend. And meeting in downward facing dog. Inhale, lifting the right leg. Exhale, knee to nose. Three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to nose, and we'll step it through, starting in a low lunge and coming up to crescent lunge. Inhale, exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, extend. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, coming back to warrior two. Cartwheel the hands down. Come to low lunge. Step the back foot to meet the front and sinking straight down into chair. Bring our hands to heart and we'll bring left elbow to right knee, taking a twist. And back through center. Twist into the other side, right elbow, left knee. Inhale back through center, hold. Can you sink a little lower? And then inhale to stand. Exhale, hands to heart. Let's come to practice a bit of balancing now. So let's take our feet about hip width apart. We're going to start with a tree pose. So you can decide whether you want to be here with your toe on the mat, lower leg. We can bring our foot to our upper leg here. Arms can come out to the side to help with balance. We might like to bring them to the heart. Really pressing the leg and foot toward one another to help with balance. Perhaps reaching your hands up. Bringing the arms to a T, we're going to release the foot and send the leg out front. And then hinging, coming into airplane pose. So leg goes back. I'm going to hit my cupboard. Beautiful. Inhale for a moment, coming back into standing staff pose. And exhale, planting the foot down. Shake it out, and we'll come over to the other side. So left foot. Try to choose the same variation to stay balanced and equal. You might like to find a wall to help you. And then arms to a T again. We reach the foot forward. Doesn't matter how high it is, just keeping the core engaged, trying to lift, lift, lift. Beautiful, and then exhale, see if you can send that leg back, coming into aeroplane pose. So we're trying to get our body parallel to the floor. Inhale up. And then exhale, planting the leg down. Shake it out. Alright, we'll come down to the mat, coming to the top of the mat. Inhale, reaching the arms up. Exhale to fold. Halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Stepping back to plank. And let's lower down. Slowly all the way down. Beautiful. And take variation of locust pose here. So try to keep the legs together. That's more challenging though. So if you need to leave them apart, that's cool. Arms reach forward. And inhale, lifting the legs, lifting the arms, keeping the belly button drawing toward the spine. Exhale, lower. Inhale, we'll lift again.
breathing here. And then on your next exhale, we'll lower. Adding a little bit of movement this time, we'll inhale and lift. Exhale, elbows try to reach towards one another. Inhale, reach forward. Exhale, so shoulder blades are coming together. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, hold, and then reaching and releasing. So wriggling from side to side, releasing the back there. And then let's come up to seated, setting up for boat pose, Navasana. So glue your legs together, feet together, leaning back, feeling the core engaged there. We lift up, perhaps releasing the hands, perhaps straightening the legs, maybe even reaching hands up overhead. Holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and hug it in. Beautiful. Let's bring the soles of the feet together. Encouraging the knees to press down toward the mat. We can bring our thumbs into our feet and give ourselves a little bit of a massage here. And then from the hips, we're going to hinge forward. Just finding the nice amount of stretch. And then if you want to let your head go, we can let our head drop. On your next inhale, we'll rise back up and coming over to all fours. I'm going to bring the right knee to right wrist and right ankle toward the left hip. Adjusting with our back toes to get our hips nice and even here in half pigeon. And then when our hips are even, we might like to sink and fold forward. Inhale, rising up, either just staying here for a moment, or we can bend the back leg and reach back with the left hand, grabbing the top of the foot, getting a nice quad stretch there. Exhale, release. Coming back to all fours, just taking a bit of a release in that leg. And then we'll come over to the other side. So left knee, left wrist, right ankle towards the right hip. Wriggle ourselves until we're even in the hips. Often if you're finding you're falling to the side, it's nice to grab a block and pop it underneath there, and that encourages you to have the right posture throughout the pose. Folding forward. And if you're going to take the quad stretch variation, we'll rise up, bending the back leg, reaching back with the right hand. Gently releasing. We'll all meet back in tabletop. Ooh, just a few circles with that hip releasing. And then knees are underneath the hips. Walk the hands forward as far as you can. We're going to take extended puppy pose. So we press our heart into the mat, forward to the mat, or if you want to go deeper, you can bring chin to mat. And gently pressing yourself up. Bring our feet out from underneath us. We're going to roll down to our backs, so engaging the core, slow and steady coming down. We're going to grab either the lower legs, the upper legs, the inner or outer arches, and take a happy baby. So we're encouraging the knees to come towards the armpits, flexing the feet toward the ceiling. Perhaps a little rock from side to side if your baby's really happy. And then releasing, we'll hug both knees into the tummy. We'll send right leg along the mat, taking a universal spinal twist, encouraging that left knee over to the right. Left arm comes to a T, we can gaze out over that hand. Then inhale, coming back through center, hugging both knees in again, and then we'll swap to the other side. Exhale as we twist. Inhale back through center, hugging the knees in. And then we release, coming to our final pose, Shavasana. The legs come about hip width apart, flop the toes out, palms by the sides, shoulders away from the ears. Allow the tongue to move away from the roof of your mouth. Just feeling the body heavy on the mat. Letting go of any control of the breath, just letting it flow in and out naturally now. And if a mantra helps you throughout your Shavasana, on an inhale you can say to yourself, let, and on an exhale you say, go. Let, go, let, go. So you can stay in your Shavasana for all that you have time for today. And I will leave you there. Thank you so much for joining me for my first video practice. Namaste.